Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this video series. In the last video, we drew some walls and we made some blocks and windows, and now we'll learn how to insert and place them on our walls. So let's go ahead and select this block and come over here to the modify panel and select the move tool. I'm just going to select this point. And I'm going to turn off auto mode. So you can press F8 or you can come over here and you can click on this button and it will toggle auto mode off. Now I'm just going to place it over here for now. I'm going to select it again and I'm going to go back to the modify panel and select mirror. And now I'm going to select this point and I'm going to say yes to erase source objects. There you go. Now I can press M, enter, which is the same command for moving, and just press at any point. Now I'm going to press F8 again so that I'm constrained to horizontal axes. And then I'm just going to move the door a little bit away from the corner, just like that. I'm going to select this again and I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to go back to the modify panel, select copy. I'm going to select a reference point, go over here and copy it in this room, and I'm going to go and copy it in the next room. I'm going to press escape. There you go. Now let's also make one door for this room. So select this, and instead of going over here and selecting the copy button, I'm just going to press CO on my keyboard and press enter. Click at any point and drag it down and click again to paste it. Now I'm going to select this and I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to go here to modify panel and select rotate. Select at any base reference point, and since my ortho mode is on, it is just going to snap at every 90-degree angle. So I'm just going to turn it and I'm going to click here. Now I'm going to move it. So I'm going to press M, enter, and I'm going to place it here. Now once again I'm going to press M, enter, and move it a little bit from the corner. There you go. Now I'm going to place this larger door. So once again, go over here in the modify panel, select move, select this point. I'm going to press the auto mode so I can switch it off. Now I can just take a reference of this line of the wall. So I'm going to hover over this point and then I'm just going to drag, and it's just going to trace a path. And then I'm just going to click here and it has been moved. I'm just going to move it down like that. So now we have moved all our doors in place. Now let's do the same for windows. I'm going to select this block and I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to come here to the modify panel, select the copy button, select a point. I'm just going to place it here and I'm going to place it in this room. And now I'm going to place it here. I'm going to press escape. I'm going to select it again and I'm going to rotate it. But this time, instead of going to the modify panel, I'm just going to press RO, enter, select the base point, and then I'm going to press F8 to activate auto mode, and then it's automatically going to snap to that angle, and click again. It's a little too close to the corner, so I'm going to select it, press M, enter, and move it to the center of the room, like that. Now I'm just going to select the next window block, press M, enter, and now I'm just going to move it here. Now I'm just going to, yeah, there you go. I think we can still use this window over here. So let's select that, select move, select a base point, press F8 so I can deactivate ortho, because I would need to do that if I want to use a reference line. And paste it. It's a little too close to the door, so I'll select it again and I'll move it. This time I want the ortho on. I'm going to press F8 and do it like that. Now, as you have seen, we have placed our doors and windows, but this drawing is not clean yet. You see the lines still ignore the doors and they go through them, but that's not how we would represent walls. So let's draw some wall lines for the doors. So press L for line and enter, and let's just connect these points around the doors. So you can just select this just like that. Now we were in the window layer, so that is why we are drawing lines in this color. So what we should do is select these lines again, go over here and select the 0 layer, because currently the walls are in that layer, and press escape. And now if we want our lines to be in that layer that the walls are in, let's just straight away go and change our layer to 0. Now all the lines or any objects we draw will be in the 0 layer. Press L, enter, select here, press escape, same way this side. And I'm going to do this for all the doors. There. Now we can trim the wall. So go over here to the modify panel and select the trim button. And then come over to the walls, press the objects, that is the cutting objects. Once you have selected it, press enter, and now you can trim your walls. So always remember when you're trimming, and if you want to trim using a cutting object, the AutoCAD will ask you to select the cutting object first, so always remember that. So I'm going to press the trim button again, select the cutting objects. In this case it is the lines that separate the door from the walls, and then I'm going to press enter, and now I can cut the walls. You can also do this for multiple trimming objects. So this time I'm going to press trim, and I'm going to select this line, and this line for this door. Be careful to select it properly, and press enter, and now can just trim a lot of walls at the same time. We missed this door, so let's go ahead and do that one. I'm going to press line, enter, like that. I'm going to trim it again, select the cutting object, enter. Now select the object to be cut. There you go. So now, as you can see, our drawing is a little more cleaner. We have added doors and windows, and now we will learn how to add other interior blocks into our drawing. So now let's just go ahead and save our drawing for now. So now we have added blocks like doors and windows, but we are not going to create all of the blocks. AutoCAD has a listed library, and we can access it by pressing Ctrl and 2, or just by pressing or by clicking on the command A, D, C, enter. Now we are going to go here and we are going to click on ENUS, then Design Center, Now you can see we have a variety of block families already over here. I'm going to select Home Space Planner and then select blocks. Now you can see the listed blocks here. I'm going to select a bed. Oh, but I realized that my blocks are getting uploaded in my drawing in the wall layer. So I'm going to just select it and delete. And before that, I'm going to go and shift my layer to blocks. There. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. As you can see, the block has come in my drawing in the respective layer. And I'm going to select some others as well. This is a lamp, a plant, I'm going to select this sofa. If you select on any of the blocks, you can see a preview, a small preview of them below. You'll need this dining set. I think that's okay for now. Now let's go back by clicking this back arrow a few times. Now let's go to kitchen, select blocks. Now let's pick the things that we would need. We'll need an oven range. We'll need a refrigerator. We could use a sink. I'm going to select this one. Okay, now let's go back. Select house designer again. Yeah, we will need this bathtub. Let's select this sink. And we need a toilet. There it is. Done. I think we have what we need. So let's just close this. Now it's just a matter of placing it in our drawing. So let's select this bed. Go over here in the modify panel to move. Select a point. And let's turn off ortho mode. There. Let's place it here. Let's rotate it. There. Let's move it again. Let's use this point as a reference and move it a bit. Now let's also copy this lamp over next to it. So CO for copy. And we can just place it like that. Let's draw a table next to it. So we'll go under rectangle and draw it like that. Now let's place the dining table. I'm going to select it and press move. I'm going to place it over there. Let's do the kitchen now. Let's select this fridge, move it, select a base point and just place it here. Select this oven range, move it here. Let's rotate this. So come over to the modify panel, rotate, select any point. Let's put on ortho, so F8, or you can go over to the status bar and select this and click. Now let's move it in place. Let's also move this into our kitchen. Now let's rotate this. There you go. Let's place this sink close to the wall, just like that. Now, I think for the kitchen we should draw the countertop. So let's draw the slab for that. Press line, so L and enter. Now we'll hover over this point and then, okay, before that let's turn off auto mode like that. Hover over this point and it will ask for an extension. So let's put 60 centimeters. Press enter. And then now let's turn on ortho. Okay, complete this line. Let's do the same thing here. Let's turn off ortho. Okay. Turn on ortho now, and let's select 700 and then join this line. And now we can trim these lines. So select the cutter, press enter, select the object to be cut. There you go. Let's move this cooking range a little closer to the edge. So I'm going to select at this point and move it there. Done. Let's complete our living room. So let's select the sofa and M enter for move. Disable auto mode and just place it here. Let's make a copy of that. So come over to the modify panel, select copy, select this point, move it here, press escape. Now rotate this. I'll activate auto mode. Done. Now let's move this and place it over here. This one is a bit too close to this copy, so let's move this to the left. Yeah. Now let's copy these plants over like that, and like that, and like that. Now let's make a copy of this bed in this other bedroom. So let's select this, the bed and the lamp, and CO for copy, enter. Let's use this point as a reference point and just paste it over here. Press escape. Done. Now finally let's do the toilet. Let's select this block, a point, place it here. Let's rotate it. Actually, let's keep it the way it is. Let's select this point and move it and place it here. Let's select the bathtub, M, enter to move it. Select place. Let's rotate this one. Ortho. Now let's just place it here. And now finally the sink. Select a base point. Disable ortho. Let's place it here in the center. And we can delete these blocks. Now we have placed all our accessories and our blocks in our drawing. And now we can go ahead and add thicknesses to our walls by hatching them. So before that, let's go over to the layers and select the hatch layer. So now we are in it. Now to hatch, we are going to press H and enter. Now it's going to ask us over here in the ribbon to select the pattern. So I'm just going to select a solid layer. And now I am going to select the regions that I want to hatch. So I'm just going to hover over these walls, select a point, and keep doing this. If you notice, even this wall can be selected separately. And now I'm going to go over here on the ribbon to the right corner and select Close Hatch Creation. And now our walls are hatched. Now next, we are going to add some text to our drawing. For that, first we are going to go over to the layers and select text. And now we are going to just alter our text a bit. So go under the annotation panel, select the drop down and select text style. Now here, if you see, we can control the font, the style, the height. So let's select a different font. Let's select this. And let's keep everything else the same and just say apply. Now close it. And now we'll create some text. So I'm going to press MT, which stands for multi-line text. Press enter. Now it's going to ask us to specify the corners of the text box. So I'm going to click here and here. Now I'm going to add the text. Now if you see, the text is extremely small because I think the text size is 1 mm. So I'm going to select the text, double click on it again, and I'm going to make this 100 and enter. Zoom out. Okay, let's make it a little bigger. So I'm going to turn this to 250. Enter. And that's better. I'll click out to exit out of the text box. And now I'm going to just make some copies of this. So go over to the modify panel, select copy, select a reference point, and you can just paste it in different spaces. And when you want, you can just press the escape button to exit the command. Now we can just select each text in every room and alter the text. So I'm just going to call this bedroom 1, call this one bedroom 2. Let's name this kitchen. This is the dining room. Living room. Let's call this an air vent, and this is the bathroom. There you have it. We have added text and hatched our walls. Let's try by rotating this text. So we're going to select the text and go over to the modify panel and select rotate. Select a point, and now I'm going to activate the ortho mode. So come over here to the status bar, and there. I'm going to select it and I'm going to move it. Deactivate the ortho mode. There you go. So now we have added text and blocks, and in the next video we'll learn how to dimension the rooms and even plot this drawing into a PDF.